All right, you guys, we are here for our very first Georgia on Our Mind meeting. Now, you do not have to be on Georgia to participate in this class, but what we're finding more and more and more is that education is needed. All right. Education is needed to start understanding what is going on. How do you maneuver through this maze of what's happening now? Because every day, more and more people are becoming private, and by them becoming private, there's education that has to take place with this. So I'm going to share my screen because we're going to jump right into it. Tonight, I'm going to deal with the TASA website, and then we're going to deal with the assemblies. So right here, if you have a question, just put it in chat, and towards the end, I'll unmute the microphones. If you all have a question, you can ask it at that time. Okay. All right. But here you have the actual TASA website, and you can see over here. Okay, you see TASA American State Nationals.org. That's where you can get to this website. I want to go through a few things because this is very important that you guys begin to understand how to maneuver. All right. So the first thing is when you become private, when you get your status corrected, I need everybody to come down here where it says chart your course. Okay. And be patient because it takes a little while getting there. Okay, as you can see, it took it a little while, but I want you to make sure that you're doing everything in this course here. This is so important that you make sure you are doing everything in this course. And if you'll follow it along, it'll begin to give you an education. All right. The next thing I want you to hone in on, and I want you to have an understanding of, is the webinars, the informational webinars. There's a Monday night webinar, and here's the link right here. Then I want you to come down here. Well, let's just click on it. When you click on the Monday night webinar, you'll come down and you'll just click right here where it says click here for WebEx version, and it'll take you right in. They have the times too for the calls. I think East Coast, I think our time is 9 p.m. Okay. Oh, yes, right up here. Okay. You see the win times? All right. So that's one. The other webinars I want you to hone in on is the United States American Podcast, which is on YouTube. And we talked about this before, but it's so important that you look at the ones that are every Tuesday, okay? And if you look here, they're on number 55. And then what I try to tell you to do is start from the very end and then start from the beginning so you can get caught up on how everything began to grow. Okay. So I want you to make sure you hone in on that. And then the other one is this new one, and this is the one we're going to deal with tonight. America some assembly required. This is the one they just started. And they just started this one because, again, our assemblies, to be very honest with you guys, people simply are not getting along. Okay? They're not getting along. And there's a lot going on, a lot going on. There are power struggles, there are breakdowns in communications. Some assemblies aren't doing anything. And I'm attributing this to we just don't know what to do. That's why this right here is so important, the Ohio Assembly podcast, because here they are teaching week after week what to do. You have Anna here with Lisa. And so I just want to take a minute and just break down. I'm not going to play anything. I want you just to look right here. So each assembly has four pillars. Okay. And let me just make a little note right here. This is considered a pillar right here. This one. That's considered a pillar. And then we see our other three right here. All right. So that's why they say that each assembly has four pillars. Now, one thing that we're having a hard time understanding is that this government, this American government that we are a part of, has come back after 164 years. The people are in control. We're so used to an authoritative mindset, whereas we feel as though we have to have somebody over us, somebody, governing us, telling us what to do. And in this scenario, it's just the opposite. The people rule. But the assemblies are having a hard time right now because people are looking for a leader, or people are just putting themselves thinking that they're the leaders over the people when it's all of us are leading. And so that's why we're going back and saying at this point we have to educate so we can begin to build. Now, Georgia specifically, Georgia has one committee, okay, and no officers anywhere. And they've been around, I think now for about 3 years, I think, in total. And so we have to get moving in Georgia because once you stand your pillars up, once the government is put in place, now we really can begin to move and begin to break down that de facto mindset and that de facto government, because the true government would have come forth. And so we need to get moving in Georgia. And so how we need to do that, we have to educate. We have to educate. We have to educate on what to do and how to do it. So let's just look at the four pillars right now for a minute. So we have we the people, okay, living on the land and soil, and it says in harmonious community. Harmonious, that means we all have to get along. And I know y'all like, why do you keep, talking about living in harmony? Because this is important. We have to know how to work together. All right. So in this pillar, we have a chairman, we have a secretary, we have a treasurer. Okay, and this is the General Assembly, all the people of the state. We have a marshal at arms, we have a ombudsman, and we have a record keeper. Okay, now those are elected positions. And then when you come down, you have the three pillars. We got the General Assembly, we have the militia. And anytime you hear militia, that just means the people. Okay. And then we have the International Business Assembly. So each state should be trying to build out their pillars just like this. All right. And in each pillar, it has again all of these positions that need to be filled, all of these that need to be filled, all of these that need to be filled. Okay. And so, how do we do that? We do that with this at the bottom. We have to learn how to communicate. We have to learn how to have mutual respect for one another. We have to be ethical in what we do and how we do it. We have to have teamwork, whereas it's going to take people coming together to work as a team to keep moving the assembly forward. Education is huge. We have to be educated. You have to take time out every week to learn how this government works. We have to know how to self-govern. Let me pause right here, because when I say this word, people don't really understand. I am really talking about governing yourself, whereas you don't need anybody to tell you what to do, how to do it, how to move, how not to move. You don't need that. You have to learn how to handle your own affairs, handle your own business. I always give an example of, like, for example, if you have a car, nobody should have to tell you that you need to go get the oil change every, couple of months or when your mileage comes up. Nobody should tell you that you need to get your tires checked. Nobody should tell you that you need to have, your antifreeze, make sure that is put in, so your air conditioner is working. Nobody should have to tell you how to govern your car. And I know that's a very minor example, but it's when we take that example and we begin to expand it into our lives, nobody should have to tell you how to govern your life. And this is what the problem is. We don't know how to govern our own lives. We don't know how to be responsible for our own lives. And so then you have people who cannot be responsible in their own lives coming in trying to run a government. Okay. So again, you have to know how to self-govern. You have to move in honor. You know, if you're in a committee and you all are taking up money or for something, you have to be honorable in that. You know, when you're talking about self-govern, we can't look over our shoulders, wonder if somebody's beating us out of something. Okay. Integrity. You have to again with honor and integrity, which is kind of, bouncing off of the same area there. And then golden rule, do unto others how you would as you would have them do unto you. And I know you're like, wait a minute, I've heard all this stuff before. This seems very, very, immature, in stating this. But when it comes to self-governing and us working together as an assembly, you'll be surprised how many assemblies keep breaking down and how many of them can't even get jump started because of this right here. All right. So and this is actually their first one of the Ohio Assembly. And then again, she's talking to Anna in here, but I want you all to go and really look at this. But in this first one, they go over those four pillars right here, the founding principles of the four pillars that I just talked about. They talk about each one of those. It's important that you hear that. It's important that you have an understanding of how we should be moving together and not taking things so personal. I am finding that so many people are taking things personal when we should be moving together. We should be working together to try to stand our pillars up because when we can stand the pillars up in all of the states, you got to imagine in your mind what this world is going to be like. We would have literally created a new world. Okay. So again, we have let me start right here. So, again, I want us to understand how we should be moved and how it looks. Okay. Now, does anybody have a question? Go ahead and for those that are coming after, I know the majority of you already know where the raised hand is, but if you have a question, let me know and I'll unmute you or comment. Anybody? Where's that? Okay, okay, Mr. Wiley and then Tony. Or is that Tony? Tony and then Mr. Wiley. Okay. Okay, there you go, Tony.
Hey, real quick, guys, peace, peace, peace. Um, is all of our assemblies gonna be just like this one you're explaining? Like they're gonna be
Absolutely.
because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not confused. I am a little confused. I'm gonna keep it real. It's a
Mm-hmm.
new space. I've been in this space before, but it's just like I'm getting a little deeper now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm born. My day of nativity is from Michigan, state of Michigan, so I'm a Michigander, but I
Mm-hmm.
reside for in Wisconsin. Uh, we have it's something happened, but the point is I'm here now. So, um, do I have to move back or
No, and that's another. I'm glad you brought that up because that's
yes,
why we're
ma'am.
doing this. We can handle some of these questions that people are getting stuck on. So I was born in Pennsylvania and I lived, the majority of my life in Georgia. You can decide what assembly you want to work on. Okay.
Okay.
And you don't even have to work in the assembly or on the assembly if you don't want to. It's up to you. You can simply just be an ASN and just let everybody handle it, or you can actually be an officer in those pillars, and then you would become an American state citizen. Okay. But
Mm,
what we're trying to do is we're trying to get as many people as we can to start working in their assemblies to start standing the pillars up because y'all have to understand what's going to happen when those pillars stand. There's going to be a
hmm
shift that takes place. Okay. And another thing, you do not have to be status corrected to be a part of your assembly.
mm.
Okay, so
Wow.
that's another
Wow.
important point that y'all need to understand. You do not have to be status corrected to be a part of your assemblies. Now, you cannot vote. Okay, you cannot
Absolutely.
vote. The only people that can vote is an ASM, but you can participate. you can start getting on those calls, okay, to understand what's happening. All right. Did I answer your question, Tony? Are you good?
Absolutely, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Mr. Wiley, did you have, let me give you the mic. I don't know if your hand was up or if you there you go. You have the mic if you want to, Mr. Wiley.
Okay, I had a question about you mentioned about the General Assembly, and
Mm-hmm.
there's 6 officers, and they are elected. Now,
Mm-hmm.
are uh, how are the people elected to those offices?
Mm-hmm.
When you're trying to start,
Mm-hmm. How they're elected is that you could literally, like during one of the meetings, if you're wanting to become one of those officers, you would just need to let them know to put you on the agenda and the assembly would vote on you. It's really just that easy.
you don't have to be no lawyer.
Okay, so no. Oh no, we don't want any lawyers. No, absolutely not. No, but you have to look and see what the criteria is for
For
your
the
assembly. So I
position.
know, yeah, so I know our assembly, I think for Georgia, I think we just needed to have 3 consistent meetings. You have to be vetted, which means you have to have a background check. And there might be some other little things, but nothing so outlandish
Oh, okay.
that you can't get it done.
Okay. So, my next thought or question is, you mentioned when the 3 pillars are stood up.
4.
Oh, the 4 pillars
Remember
are
remember it's the one at the top with all the
one across.
officers that you just saw, and then the other 3.
Uh, that's the 3 that I'm talking about. When
Yes.
those are stood up, um, we're actually serving the people of our counties and our state.
So there's actually I'm glad you asked that too. And now y'all see why we're doing this. So each one will filter up. So the counties, and then you filter up to the state. But what's happening right now, since we don't have many people, everybody is working on the state level right now. Okay. And so by you working on the state level, then when we get enough people there, which is that top pillar with those officers, then you
Yes.
can start filtering down to the
Yeah.
different counties. And what you're going to do is just rinse and repeat. You're going to do the same thing where each county now will have the 4 pillars.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Is that
I did listen to Lisa and Anna last night,
okay?
and I'm starting to get a vision, but it takes time for that
Yes.
vision to uh, come into your mind, and I can see how um, it's not like the government that we have now. I mean, that is a cutthroat everything, but
Mm-hmm.
we're here to serve the people.
That's right. And but we're and
And to
we're
take,
we're having a
uh,
hard time though, because we're trying to, in our minds, transition from what you were just saying, the government that we're used to
yes,
a government where we ruled. This is why we have to keep educated.
yes, yes. Well, I love it, and thank you for sharing those thoughts.
Yes, oh, no problem. All right. Anybody else? Let me see. I got something going on in the chat. This is Samantha. Hi, Samantha. She said, I appreciate this. Wow, they told me I could only work with Georgia. I am Georgia, but born in South Carolina. Yeah, you can choose what assembly you want to work on. I'm status corrected, but they did say we must be corrected to engage. Yes, in order to participate in the committees or be an officer or vote. You have to be status corrected, but everybody can attend. Everybody can attend. It doesn't have to be status corrected. Everybody needs to attend. And I'm gonna tell you why. We're gonna talk about this in a minute. I want to talk about the money. What's happening right now with this money, because I already know what's gonna happen. We're already feeling it. Once we start to get an influx of more and more and more people, it's gonna slow down the process of getting your prosperity deposits and all of that is already happening. Okay, we have to slow down just with the people that's in our school, trying to get their prosperity deposits, and it's taking some time now. Samantha says, I'm not sure how to raise my hand. Oh, no problem. Let me give you a mic. Let's do that. Give me 1 second. Let me see, where are you, Samantha? Here you are. Okay, see if you can unmute yourself now. Are you able to unmute?
Yes,
There you
ma'am.
go.
Can you hear me?
I can. Yes. Hi.
Oh, wow. This is so great. I have been wanting to participate in this for like when I started studying this stuff back in May of 2021. And then when I finally got all my paperwork together, because I was reading this like every night, 4 hours a night. Like I would not go to sleep, like up to 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I was reading all of Anna's website. I was reading everything. I was reading all of these books that I bought. Um, I wanted to participate. And then when I got involved in the regular assembly, it was like, uh-uh, they
Yeah.
didn't really want me. And I was excited. It just kind of broke my heart. So I'm just glad that you did this so I can be involved. I wanted to be involved. I was extremely excited all this time. So
And that's what
yeah.
we're gonna do. We're gonna start here because, and I don't want to lead you astray and thinking that there's still not issues. There's still a lot of issues. But the more people that come in and really start trying to do things and move everything forward, and we begin to build those committees up. Now we're really operating as a government, and it's not like, because right now Georgia has nothing, nothing. I have been in so
Yes,
many
ma'am.
meetings, and they're literally just staying in the meetings. What do y'all want to talk about? And I'm like, are y'all crazy right now? We
Mm-hmm.
got people that are in some
Yep.
serious situations going on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to stand
Mm-hmm.
these pillars up. So we're going to keep doing these meetings, but eventually I want y'all to filter back into those state assemblies and really start voicing your opinion on how things should be moving. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Because I've learned so much from reading. I've been listening to Gene Keating. I've listened to everything Patrick Devine has said. You know how many videos he has.
Right?
But Gene Keating trained him. So I've learned like so much and I want to like share it, but it's like how can I share it with people that are
Well, we'll
so
give you an opportunity to share. We'll talk about that at the end. That's for sure. Okay.
okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. All right. Okay, you guys. So let me try to share again. All right. So we're there, the Ohio Assembly, and we already talked about the other assembly. Okay, now I want to take you to, oh, we already talked about Anna's Monday night webinar. Now I want to take you to important information. We're going to come down here to important sites. Do y'all see that? Can y'all see right here where it says the link tree? Give me a thumbs up so I can make sure, because sometimes when I'm sharing, I don't know if y'all are seeing that or not. Are y'all able to see that? Yes, good. Okay. All right. So this is TASA's link tree. This is TASA's link tree. I want to come all the way down here to the bottom. Okay. And you can come back and look through this, at another time. But I want you to come all the way down here to the bottom. And I want you to see where it says the land recording office site. And again, remember, give it a little time because it takes it a little time to catch up. All right. This is where you will come, and this is the website that they will actually put your documents on. So when you become status corrected, you will be able to come here where it says members, click on it, and that's where you will see all of your documents. Okay. There's several. Let me see if I can click on mine. Let me see if I can click on it. Better let me in. And as you can see at the top, it says new credential cards can now be ordered. This is where you can get your credential cards. But once you become status corrected and your recording secretary of the state begin, it is so important that you go ahead and get your credential card. Okay. There is an application that tells you everything that's needed for the credential card. And I keep forgetting, but I'm going to put it in Private Life that's in our school. Okay. And for those that's not in the school, if you don't have to get into the school to do this, but we do have a school. We have a lot of the information. We have a lot of information on how to win in court. We have a huge library. We have stuff on health. It's a lot of stuff in this school, a lot of stuff on debt and just everything, how to begin to maneuver through this private life. But I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna put that in private life. I'll put the application for that credential card and everything that you need, okay? To make sure that's in there. But I want you guys to go ahead if you can and get those credential cards. It is so important if your status is corrected. I think they're $50, all right? You need to do that. And another thing you need to do, let me go back to the TASL website so I can show you this. Let me see. Let's go back to chart your course. Where is it? Uh, where is it? Give me 1 second. Is it home? I see you, Alan. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to find. Oh, I think my thing is blocking it. Let me see. Uh, oh, here it is. Okay, it's at the home page. All right. I want everybody to make sure you are going into Sign in America. You need to complete the Sign in America course in order to start getting your money in your prosperity account through the global family accounts. Okay. And give me 1 second. Let me give Alan a mic. There you go. Can you unmute you got it?
Yes,
Okay.
I was just gonna say, because you was touching on the credential cards. I know when I ordered mine, I've had it for probably about 2 weeks now. The guy, the person that's over it, he did say for me to like if I could hurry up and get it in because he was about to run into like he had a lot of orders that was coming in. So it would be a little bit more processing time if I waited. So I went on ahead and got it, that night I paid for it. And, I got it fairly quickly, but he did say that he's about to get into a rush to where it wouldn't be processed as quickly if I waited. So that's just a heads up for everybody. You want to, if you're ready to do it, definitely get it as soon as possible so that this way you can get yours back as soon as possible.
And yeah, his name is Paul, and the credential card is so important because it has all of your information that a driver's license would have, and to the point that these credential cards are going to be just as powerful, they're saying, as a passport. That you should be able to even use them when you're at the airport. Okay. Anything else, Alan? Oh, you good? Okay. So it's so important that you do go ahead and get it. Okay. I'm literally okay. Let me talk about this too. Mine was halted for a minute because they do not want you to use your home address. They do not want you to use your home address. So you can go to the post office and get something called a rural route address. Where's the chat at? Let me put that in there. Okay. Rural route address, which would be attached to your address, your home address, but it won't be the actual home address. It'll be the rural route that only the post office would know what that is, okay? Or you can get a P.O. box and use the street address. And that's exactly what I did. I actually got a P.O. box in an entirely different state, okay? You can use something called iPostal, or you can just go to to USPS.com and get you a P.O. box. But iPostal, a lot of people are using iPostal too. But it's important that, and see, this is what I'm talking about, self-governing. This is self-governing. When you live in a private, you literally live in a private. No one should know your address. No one should know where you live. That is your private information. Okay. And so we all are learning. We all are learning. Okay. But Alan is so right. If you can, go ahead and get it. But in order to get the card, get yourself set up too. Make sure that you're doing everything that you need to do. And one is get a post office box or get a rural route. Okay. All right. But now let's talk about the money now. In order to be able to get those deposits through the Global Family Group, you have to take this course right here that's called Sign in America, okay? And you can register right on here. Remember, I told you just go back to the home page and you'll see it right there on the TASL website. But you need to make sure that you are taking this course. I think it's $15. Oh, here it is right here. It's $2 for those in desperate financial straits, $15 for those that can't afford to donate the full cost, and the full cost they're asking is $25. Again, we self-govern. So nobody's like looking over your shoulder saying, "Oh, you know you can afford it." It's up to you to know what category you belong in. Okay. And so make sure you take that because that is a criteria to begin to get your deposits once you get your global family group sign in, which will be sent to you from the recording secretary of each state. They will send you that login information. Okay. Let me see. Do they send it to you? No, 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 no. They don't send it to you. Sign in America, the people that's over Sign in America, they will send it to you. And they know who to send it to because first you have to be status corrected and you have to take this course. And all of that is in that the land recording office I just showed you. It says everything there. So if you looked at mine, it showed that I had taken the Sign in America course and all my credentials and everything were verified. So as of right now, they are literally depositing $5,000 a week of American Federation dollars into those accounts. Now, some people are saying that they haven't received theirs yet. They haven't gotten a deposit yet. They did say it's taken about a month to get those deposits done or jump started. But they did say if you don't have any deposits and you've been in for more than a month, okay, and you've been status corrected, you finished the course, you can contact, as they say here at the top, contact. You can contact the person that's over Sign in America and request there. There you will make the request to try to understand what's going on, okay, or what the delay is, okay? All right, let me stop my share. Okay, so that's all I want to cover for tonight because you all know I don't like these meetings to be long and I don't like your head to act like it's going to explode. So again, tonight we covered making sure that you understand all the webinars, honest webinars every Monday. Then you have the American Assembly We Assemble through the Ohio Assembly. We Assemble it's called. I want you to go and look at her. She has 4, so she's done 4. And then the United States Assembly, where they're on number 55. I promise you, if you go and you look at those, it will catch you up into understanding how to begin to position yourself. All right. Now at this time, I'm going to release. Oh, and then let me give you the information for our school. Give me 1 second. I put that in. So if you want information on joining our school, where we give a whole lot more information, let me put this in here. School.com/. Okay, I hope that takes you there. Let me check myself if it populates over there. Okay, in the meantime, if you have questions, I can go ahead and take them. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna release you guys. Let me see if that link is working. I don't think it's working. Oh, 1 second. I always gotta come in here and get the link. In 1 second, I hear you guys. Okay, here we go. Okay. They say I appreciate the webinar. Good job. Okay. Where am I? Okay, here's my post. Okay, there you go. You can unmute yourself. You can unmute. Is it working? It's not working? Okay, let me try it. Hold on a second. Okay, try it now. Go ahead. There
Okay.
you go. Okay. Hey, Joyce.
Hey, Dr. Sherry Massar, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good, good. I was listening to what you were saying. I just didn't catch where the money's coming from, or you
Oh,
probably didn't say it like that, but I don't know.
no, you're right. I didn't even address that. I'm just okay. So again, let me backtrack because everybody doesn't know where the money's coming from. All right. So the money was our money for when we were born. Right?
Okay.
So when you track it
Mm-hmm.
all the way back to 1933, and they had everybody turn in their gold for the Federal Reserve notes that we have today, those are IOUs. So those dollars, those $5, those $10, all of those are Federal Reserve notes, which are IOUs. That was in exchange for the gold that was turned in. Okay.
Right.
So what is
Mm-hmm.
happening right now, what literally just happened, and when you look at Anna's webinar, she'll begin to speak on this, that the Pope actually released all of our gold. So our gold is actually, or maybe still in process of being transferred from the Vatican to, I forgot what mountain. I want to say the Chenault Mountains, but I might be wrong. But it was some mountain that begins with a CH. So they're
Okay.
they're moving all of our gold now. So what they have created is our own banking system. So since our government is the American government, okay, the dollars are called American Federation dollars, AFDs. So one AFD is equal to 180 US dollars. So our money is a lot more, it goes a lot further. Okay. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Now what they are doing, they're actually just from you being a private ASN or private American, they are starting your accounts. So that's one thing that they're doing. They're giving us $5,000 every week. Okay, that's one thing that they're doing. The next thing that they're doing is they're actually going to be providing us restitution. So for those who are American state nationals or American state citizens, all of the things that you've purchased in your lifetime, that's on that social security number that they already have a record of. Okay, they already have a record of everything. You'd be surprised how their ledgers are in very much so order. Okay.
Interesting.
But
Okay.
everything you spent in your lifetime is going to be reimbursed to you via credits. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
that is in the process of happening right now. Right now, every state has what's called a prosperity credit union. And we're getting prosperity cards that are already created. So if you look at one of those webinars, Anna actually pulls hers up so you can see what it looks like. And it has a QR code on it. So what they're asking us to do is use those prosperity cards in places that have that QR system. Now, if you look at some of your like gas stations or what have you, some of them are already operating off of the QR code where you can just click the QR code and pay them. Okay, it's not everywhere, but some grocery stores, some gas stations, some places are now using that QR code system. That's the system we'll be utilizing. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's right. I'm sorry. This is $5,000 every month. I think I said every week. It's every month. 5,000 every month.
Got
Thank you,
it.
Samantha.
Awesome.
Listen, I'm trying to build up that account real fast.
I know
Thank you so much.
it.
You're welcome. All right. Anybody else? And once again, $5,000 every month in your prosperity account. So again, that's one thing, and then the other thing is for you to receive your restitution, and that's what they're working on right now.
Oh, I have another question.
Uh-huh.
Sort of off the subject, but after you mentioned the 5,000 a week and
Month,
5,000 a
month.
month,
Yeah. Mhm.
I keep hearing I know we've all been bombarded with this commercial. Oh, get your government card. They're giving everybody whatever, 3,000 a week, 5,000 a week, or 1,600 a month. And I'm pretty sure it's tied to something insurance wise. I don't know, but they have been flooding like the YouTube commercials with that probably for the last 3 years.
Mhm.
Um, and I mean, and I've ignored them all, but I swear they start to sound more and more real. And I'm like, okay. But my neighbors and people are like, everybody's like, well, have you tried it? Have you tried it? I'm like, it just, if it's tied to the government, I'm not interested. But anyway, I just wondered if you had any insight on that. I have heard anybody come back with a horror story or a good story about it.
Well, this is the thing. When you're private, we don't want anything to do with the detective. We want
Mm-hmm.
nothing to do with them because they have literally ruined all of our lives.
True.
Because first of all, that's our money that they're trying to sell back to you. That's ours anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all deception. So that's why we're just saying, listen, give us what is ours anyway. From when we were born, you stole from us. When we were born, literally, you created this account and had this fake straw man stealing from us day in and day out, and we're clueless. We're paying our mortgages twice, we're paying cars twice, we're paying student loans and all of this stuff when we didn't have to pay for anything. We don't have debt, you know? And so that's why we have to understand who we are. And but as far as that de facto government, you really, 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 and this is the thing. People, they don't really understand, but they really need to start separating themselves as much as possible from that government because they're bankrupt. They're bankrupt. Literally. They have no money. They're on a 3-month funding spree right now that they were funded from the Pope. Okay, because literally they went bankrupt.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
that lines up with everything I've been hearing for sure. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that you just want, I know a lot of people, again, we talk about the Wizard of Oz and how this is synonymous with all the characters. But right now is when everybody really needs to be making their moves because I'm telling you, when people find out that we're starting to get our restitutions and we're going to get those credits, they are going to be flooding in.
Bombarded. Yeah.
They're going to be flooding
Mm-hmm.
in. And it's going to be important that people like you all that are on a call tonight, you're going to need to be leaders to help not just the people in your community, but your family members that have turned against you that thought you were crazy. Okay? You're going to have to, everything I'm going through with you guys tonight. Can you imagine? Some of you guys we've been studying this stuff I know I've been studying since 2009. If I bring in the health part with this too, and then the secure party credit, and all of that stuff.
All
Okay.
that.
But just the time period that has taken you guys, everybody on this call to learn this information. We're not talking about a small amount of time. This has taken years to understand this. Now
Yes.
you're going to be bombarded with trying to teach people this, and they know you got money too. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I'm going on 4 years myself.
That's what I'm saying. But you're going to be flooded with phone calls. You're going to be flooded with what I need to do. Tell me what I need. This is what you're going to be flooded with. And all the
Oh my
people that
goodness.
you're trying to
Listen.
teach about this right now, we can do this very calmly,
Yep.
and take it in
Mm-hmm.
small chunks. All right. Let me see what's going on in this chat. Okay. Anybody else? Any questions, comments, thoughts? Y'all can unmute yourselves.
Yeah, I have one.
Yes, Mr. Wow.
Dr. Sherry, I know this is a simple question, but I don't know if anybody else had this question, but how do you know your status has been changed after your paperwork has been recorded?
There's a system that it's an e-verify system. And so again, some state coordinators know about it.
Everything up.
Some state coordinators know about it, some state coordinators do not. But there is an e-verify system. And I plan to, the people that I know have already gone through the process, and I know that your documents have been recorded. I am going to be asking that all of our people actually go through that process of making sure you guys are in the verified system. So I got
Okay.
you covered. That's coming down the road. I'm just trying to make sure everybody is stabilized and you have your credential cards and your paperwork is recorded and everybody is in the order. You have the LRO sign in and you got your global transfer. I'm trying to make sure everybody in our group
Okay.
has all
Okay.
of that stuff in order.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? You can unmute yourself. How are you guys feeling about this now? Are you seeing why we had to break away from the other stuff we've been learning to just focus on this?
Yeah.
Focus.
Yes, I need it. Yeah, I understand. I understand some things now. The vision is coming slowly but surely.
And it's so much information. I didn't have time to just cut y'all away just to talk just about this.
Yes. Yeah, because I want to serve. That's my nature.
Yeah, Missouri really needs you. I mean, all the assemblies need everybody, but Missouri really, they all need us. But we have to be trained so we go in there, we understand what we're
Sure,
doing. Okay. And that's
sure.
why I want y'all to please take time if you go back and look at We Assemble and look at the
Yes.
United States one and take your time. They're long. I know they're long. I know it. Okay. But just taking us 15-minute chunks. Okay. And then come back
Yes.
to it. All right.
Hey, Dr. Sherry, uh,
Yes.
I was listening to the Ohio uh, Assembly, I think it was last night, and it
Mm-hmm.
was interesting. I saw in the comments there was a lady named Sandra from Missouri, but I had no way to get in touch with her, and she made a statement that, "Hey, I got so much time on my hand. You know, it's almost like she wants to connect and start building."
And
And
this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes they don't know how to bring it together.
yes,
So now you can see, whereas it could be a little bumping of the heads because you have some people who might be there, but they don't know, they're not really leaders. They don't know how to, we don't lead. That's the poor choice of words. They don't know how to govern to the point that we're moving the assemblies forward. That's how I want to
that's
say
it.
it.
Okay.
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 And that's where we are right now. So the important thing is you got to figure out when they're having their Missouri meeting. Um, and I know you said that you haven't had anybody that contact you back, but
Well,
I'll see if I can do some looking around for you to
I
see
have
when
no
those
idea. No, nobody's communicating.
right, right. I'll see if I can do some digging around and see when those meetings are for you guys.
I
Okay.
appreciate it. Thank you so
Anybody
much.
else? Samantha said I use my E-Verify to change mine as well. Okay, great. Okay. Any more questions, comments, thoughts? Because y'all know I don't.
Uh,
Hey, Thalia.
hey, it's Talia. Hey,
Hi.
got a question. If I
Okay.
was born in South Carolina but I was raised in Georgia, would I still be considered Georgia assemblies, or do I have to go through South Carolina?
You can lay your head anywhere you want, but you are considered a South Carolinian. Oh,
Oh,
that's what I needed to talk to you guys about. I am so happy you brought. Wait a minute. Will you finish your question? Did I answer it?
yes, you did.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm glad, but that helped me because I've been forgetting to tell you guys this. I need to talk to you about dual citizens, dual nationalism. Okay, a dual nationalist, and what this
Yes.
is so. For example, as melanated people, okay, we know that our history goes all the way back to being a Moor. So I know y'all have probably heard about the Moors, and the Moors have their own organization, and
Correct.
okay. So we are Moors, just like a Chinese is I mean a China somebody from China is Chinese. Okay. So being a Moor is who we are. Okay. But also, if you were born in Texas, not only you are Moor, you are a Moor that was born in Texas. You are a Texan. It doesn't separate anything. You're not one over the other. Okay. You are both. Okay. But as far as this government is concerned, they don't look at anything as far as being a Moor or being from China or a Chinese. They don't look at that. That's another nationality. Only thing we deal with here is if you were born on one of the 50 states, and that's it. They're not denouncing anybody, they're not saying that, that's not who you are. That is a lie that has been out there, and it is not the truth. The only thing we're concerned with in this American government is what state you were born on. Only. Does that help? Does that make
Yes.
sense? Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because there was a big conflict with that. People just didn't remember. I always say you got to know who you are. It doesn't denounce that you're not a Moor. It doesn't denounce any other nationality that you have attached to or you are. Okay. But just know with this assembly right here, the only thing we're dealing with is what state you were born on. Okay?
Okay, so if I moved to California and I got involved with Georgia assemblies, do I just kind of go with California? I could stay with Georgia, or how does that work?
You can go to any assembly that you want, literally. You can literally go to any assembly that you want to participate with. There's no rule out there to say, since I was born on Georgia, I got to be in Georgia, or since I was born in Texas, I got to be with the No, you can work with any assembly that you want. Now, you can only vote on one assembly.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
you got to decide which assembly you want to vote through. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Let me see. Samantha says, do you know how to remove my married last name off of the LRO account? Yeah, I did put it in order back in June, but it's still on there. And I don't want my married last name on. And you would go through the recording secretary to do that. Yeah, one of the recording secretaries can do that for you. Just got to tell them what change you want to make.
They don't like
They
me.
don't like me. You see what I'm talking about? That you know what? And trust me, and that's what we're trying to fix right there.
Yeah.
Mrs. Karen tried. Don't worry about it. We'll get it taken care of. We don't have to go through them. So you're talking about Georgia? There's ton of recording secretaries. Oh, okay. There's ton of recording secretaries. We can get it done for you. And this is what I'm talking about. See what I'm talking about? That little stuff right there. We gotta get past that. We have to get past it, and nobody should feel like that. Nobody should feel like somebody not liking them and they won't do something for you. And that's what we're trying to move past. We want everybody to feel like they are needed, okay,
Yes.
and respected.
Yes.
Okay. The sworn declarations override a notary. Sworn declarations. As far as your papers being recorded, you're going to need to have that notary done. I don't think they're going to accept the sworn declaration. You mean that statement that you put at the box? I know there's some statements that you can put at the bottom that you sign off on. Is that what you're talking about? You can unmute yourself too. Yeah, they're not gonna
Look,
accept that.
I was like, how do I unmute? Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like if you sign like under penalty and perjury, does that override like a notary? No?
No,
Okay.
they need that notary because that notary has to switch everything around from the state. Remember, it's the state of, but we flip it around. We are on the state. So that's why they need that notary there to validate everything.
Okay. And it has to be a public notary.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of people get confused about this. Now you can use any notary, you guys. Okay, any notary. Okay. The only thing that pulls them into our jurisdiction is how they are signing our documents.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So that's why, and I think Bruce had put in one of the posts that he had the notary he went to switched everything around. I had to tell him, no.
Correct. That's why I got in here to do mine.
Yeah, so he had to get everything switched back over because it's like that for a reason. We pulled them into our jurisdiction. We don't let the notaries pull us into theirs.
So, okay, real quick. So you said don't let them pull hang on one second, I'm sorry. You said don't let them pull us into their jurisdiction.
Yeah,
meaning?
that's what I'm saying. So when, like, for example, using Bruce as an example, the notary switched the writing around on his documents. He switched the jurat around. You can't switch it around. You have to get the notary to sign it the way that we give it to you in your status correction paperwork.
Oh, okay.
Okay. They can't create their own jurat at the end. It has to be how we give it to them. And I that was the only time that I've seen a notary do that. For the most part, they just want to sign and get their money. No, they don't care.
Sure.
Right.
Right. That's how
My
he had to
friend
do
is
the
a
second one.
notary. So that's why I'm like, hey, I'm about to bring you a whole bunch of papers and I need you to sign everything and just do it. I'm legit.
Yeah. Oh, great.
All right, good.
Okay,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome. Anybody else?
Dr. Sherry,
Uh-huh.
I wanted to ask you about the Sign in America course.
Okay.
Um, the whole course has to be completed prior to you. Okay.
Yeah.
I got
But
it.
it don't take that long. You can
Okay.
get it done in like an hour.
Okay.
Or you can try to beat my record.
It doesn't take that long, about an hour or two. Yeah, and it's
Okay.
not hard. Yeah, they are going to give you quizzes and stuff, but it's not. You'll be okay.
Y'all started it.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Mhm. You're going to get that. You're going to get a certificate, and then just download the certificate. But you do want to make sure you send that certificate over so it could be uploaded into the system as well.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, wait a minute. Let me think about that. Did we have to, or
I
did
don't
they
think
just get
so.
notarized? I think they just got notified that you passed.
Yeah, it goes into the system by itself.
Oh, okay. Okay, I had to think about it. I thought about, I said, wait a minute, I don't remember sending my certificate.
Yeah, they send you an email and then
Oh,
it has
email.
the
That's right.
certificate. Yeah, it has
Okay,
the certificate on it, and then
okay.
when
Also,
you go back to the LRO, it's in there.
Okay.
so it's all done electronically. Okay.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
right. We get an email with
Thank
it.
you,
I
Alan.
had to think about that for a minute. Yeah.
No problem.
All right. All right. Anybody else? Now, y'all know I'm gonna be liking these long meetings now.
Hey, this is some juicy stuff though.
I learned I don't like these long meetings now. Let me see. Samantha says Georgia also said they want a copy sent to them. It's on my LRO as completed. Oh, okay. Great. All right. Okay, you guys. So listen, coming up, I don't know what we have coming up in the school this week. I know we already had our community meeting. Okay, I think we're kind of good. We kind of good this week. If not, I'll put it in the school. And again, you should know now where you are and what you need to get handled. Remember,
That's
we
right.
talked about the assembly, the Ohio Assembly on Youth. Oh, that's what I need to talk about. Boyd Adams. Okay. Okay, after this for real, I ain't gonna remember nothing else. Boyd Adams. Okay, remember he was the sheriff. I gave y'all a post about him and his YouTube that he had did. Okay. Remember he was a former sheriff and he realized what happened and now he is going around town to educate all of the other sheriffs. Well, his YouTube is not available anymore. They made it private. And I think they made it private because if you had heard, if you were one of the lucky ones that actually heard it, he stated that they literally tried to arrest him.
Yep.
Okay. The sheriff that came after him when he began to try to educate them on, and then there was something with his sister.
Yep,
They were kind of
pulled
harassing
over.
his sister, pulled over, because she had private tags, I believe. And so he was explaining to them that she was traveling and nothing about that was illegal. So anyway, it became again another clashing, and they even threatened to arrest him or what have you. So as you can tell, there's a lot of stuff swirling around him right now. But they did make that private. But I do have the transcript. All of those court cases that he was talking about, I do have that, and I'm going to share that in our group. Okay. But that's the backstory about what happened with Boyd Adams and why we can't see his YouTube right now.
I saw it.
Okay. Yeah, you had to be quick to see that. That was
Yep.
Yeah, it taught me a lesson that when I start watching this stuff, I better start downloading it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Now I think that's it for real. Okay, you guys, it is 8:02. We did
8:02.
we did very well tonight. So we'll do these. Right now I'm going to be doing these every week until everybody really starts catching on.
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday I'm going to start doing these. Okay.
I'm sorry, one more thing. You said there was nothing else happening in the in the group this week, except for
what is it?
Setting up the committees, right?
Yeah, oh, I got that. Yeah, I'm working on the
Okay.
committees now. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Besides that, I'm talking about on the calendar. I
Okay.
can't
Okay.
remember
I'm
things
just
being on the
checking.
calendars. But anyway, y'all know that just go to the calendar. I'm quite sure there is something going on. It's just that I can't.
It's okay. It is okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
we are setting up the committees. In fact, all the committees should be set up by Friday. So just look for I'm gonna contact you guys in your messenger in the group. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right, you guys. Yeah, because I know everybody trying to get cars and all kind of stuff now. So we're gonna start locking down this stuff so we can kind of start pushing everybody in the right direction.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. Okay, you guys, that's it. I have nothing else. Going once. Any more questions, comments, thoughts? Once, twice, 3 times. Okay, everybody good? All right. Wait a minute. Car flooded out. Oh Lord, Christian. From the hurricane. Okay, we got to get you one. Real fast.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right.
Oh Lord. She's ready to get it. I know. All right, you guys. Take care. Have a great evening.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good night. Yes.